You think it's over?
Hey, yo. Chill, brother.
You think it's over with her? You think it's over with her?
See this nigga, bro. He real moves. Before the reaction, fellas.
I was scrapping that time though.
He provoked me.
I was scrapping that time though.
I had to go for real.
And the nigga, I said, all right, Taj.
Catch y'all breath, fellas.
You gotta admit I was scrapping though.
He was. Alright guys, you guys like that Officer Tatum last video?
I'm not gonna lie, I just read the title of this video and he tells all white people to stay away from blacks.
What?
That is pretty insane. That's why when I see this title on Officer Tatum's page, I said I have to see what Officer Tatum has to say about this one.
This is a true first time.
Brother, chill. I'm trying to what? Bro, I'm trying to see what Officer Tatum like. What's his justification for this? You know what I'm saying? It is crazy.
Disclaimer, y'all, man.
Hey man, hey look though. Shout out Officer Tatum.
Huh?
We crab to the barrel.
Won't go get you, little nigga. Come on, boy.
Shout out Officer Tatum for commenting on the last video.
Shout out Officer Tatum.
Yeah, man, he's a cool guy,
Big
man. But I'm really interested to see what he has to say about this guy named Scott Adams.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry. Scott Adams look like a serial killer right now, bro. He like he belongs in a cave.
Boy, that head, boy.
Oh God.
Real head.
That's a cone head.
Arrowhead.
Fish head.
Relax.
What, bro? Look at him, bro. Shark head,
All right.
Shark head. You don't look like the nigga on the right
Vinny is in that. They gonna punch your head, boy.
Alright, come on, brother. Let's go.
Where's the read?
Vinny is in that.
Shark head, man. That's how this shit looking, bro. Oh my God. Oh, crazy.
Nigga said,
Okay, let me read this title one more time to make sure I'm not tripping. Scott Adams risked it all. Tells white people to stay away from blacks.
They must have bullied his ass or something.
That is a pretty crazy statement, man. You know what?
Man, we're black.
He said, stay away from your nigga, you can be that.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
That's what Scott.
I want to see what Officer Tatum has to say about this, man. So let's go ahead and get to this video, man. Let's go.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away.
Hold on. But was he wrong though?
Oh man, Tatum.
What, Tatum?
Said, is he wrong?
He turned all the way up in the headphones, man. I
This
gotta
video
hear
brought
what
to
you
you
gotta
by the
say.
Officer Tatum store.
Skip
The
all
Officer
that.
Tatum
He
store.
said, is
Make
he
sure
wrong, though?
you. Let's get into this, ladies
Man,
and gentlemen
scared.
and ladies.
I'm scared.
My boy Scott Adams. Ooh, did y'all see what he said? Did you see? Hold on a second. Did you see what he said? Now I don't know how many stones he gonna have to take, but the brother said, white people, stay away from black people. But was he wrong though? But was I'm gonna put this in perspective because I know a lot of people are losing their salvation. And my wife is white, and she wrote a comment on his thing and kind of defended what he said, and she getting drugged. But you know we don't care because people are nutty. But listen to what Scott Adams said, and I want you to think to yourself while you're listening: is what he's saying not true? And then I'm going to prove to you that everything he say about the way black people feel about white people, not all, but there's a lot. And then I'm going to prove the fact that black people say the same thing he said. And nobody's outraged when black people say it. So how is this man a racist when what he's saying is true and black people say the same thing he's saying? I'm going to show you in a minute, but listen to what he said.
Let's get to it, then, Officer Tatum.
Nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll. Not according to me. According to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group, and I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this.
He's so funny.
This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed.
I can't believe he said it out loud. I cannot believe he said it out loud. But we'll finish this.
You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. This is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods.
Respect where you live. Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities. I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering. I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away.
Now, did Don Lemon get canceled for this? I want us to be in. Did Don Lemon get canceled for this? This is what he said. Now, I got way more evidence than this, but let's keep going.
Is Don Lemon
Being
from
honest
Fox?
here.
No, you can see.
So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. Because it's no longer a rational impulse.
That's crazy.
And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off.
Damn.
Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white.
Damn.
It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying.
Damn.
Totally not trying. And
He fucked up.
there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you? But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens. I realize it's anecdotal, and it doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening. But every damn day I look on social media and there's some black person beating the shit out of some white person.
All right. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more video here, but this is just the video I could find and extract some of what he said. Now, I want you to ask you this question. Is what he said completely wrong? Now, I know that he must be coming from a reactive state, probably coming from a hurt place. Yeah, and personally, I don't necessarily agree with everything he said and how he said it. However, 90% of what he said, as a black man in America, I agree with what he's saying. Let me just give you an example of another black man saying exactly what Scott Adams said. And don't believe me, listen to a brother from the hood. And I know that Charleston is from the same hood that I grew up in. And I didn't grow up only in the hood. My daddy and my mom and them helped us to make different decisions. But however, I know what it's like to be in the hood. My cousin lived in the hood. We used to go over their house, and we know, listen, when you grew up in that environment, you know what it is. I went to Paul Laurence Dunbar High School right in Stop 6. I know what it is. All right, let me watch the black man say exactly what Scott's.
I'm sorry, brother, because let him ride, man. That's all right. We know what Charleston gonna say, though. Let's let him ride.
So ain't gonna buy them a house in a white folk neighborhood. Who wanna live a bunch of and you got this kind of money? Please. Who wanna live a bunch with this kind of money? Everybody trying to get to the white folks neighborhood. We all live. Y'all didn't get mad at Snoop Dogg. He live around white folk. Y'all ain't mad about Jay-Z and Beyonce. He got some money, went all around white folk. So they just being hypocritical. I mean, we all want to get us some money and go live around white folk. At least I know I do. I want to live with white folk and go outside and see the white women walking them dogs with them pools in the backyard. And I ain't got to worry about them causing no problems, shooting up. We want the kids to have a better life with all black. But we want, homie. If that.
Now, one man's statement, that doesn't mean that's everybody. But I'm telling you, name an athlete, name a millionaire, billionaire that's black that live in a black neighborhood. And you can't count Atlanta because that's where all the black people live in one spot. So there's Baldwin Hills or a couple areas, but around the nation, there is no. Find your favorite player. Where does LeBron James live at? Where does Colin Kaepernick buy this house at? Where does Black Lives Matter Patrice Cullors buy her houses at? With your money that you donated to Black Lives Matter. She went and bought houses in predominantly white areas. Not a single investment in the black community. As the founder of Black Lives Matter, had the most influence out of any organization probably ever in American history. And the black woman running that company was hoodwinking y'all, stealing y'all money, and went and bought a house in the white neighborhood. Man. Name one. Find them. Activists. Jesse Jackson. Al Sharpton. Where does Benjamin Crump live? I guarantee you these people do not live in predominantly black areas. I'll say this, and then I'm going to show you why I think Scott Adams had made mention about how black people have a disdain for white folks. But I'll say this. Where's the most dangerous places to live? Go to Dallas. Where's the most dangerous place to live in Dallas?
Oak Cliff.
South Dallas. South Oak Cliff. Fort Worth. Go down to any city. California. LA. Watts. Crenshaw. Slauson. We go Baltimore. Go to Florida.
I've been to Slauson.
Where the hood at? It's where the black people at. And I'm not saying it's somehow because you black is the way. It's the culture. But let me let you listen to how black people talk about white folks.
Now, hold on, I got.
And then you tell me.
I gotta see this. Let me get the charge. I ain't gonna lie, he not capping though. We got the charger, guys. We back in and Officer Tatum. I'm locked in. This is very interesting, man. How y'all feeling so far, man?
It kind of messed me up when the white dude said it, but when I heard it, I agree with everything Charleston said. Like I grew up in a suburban neighborhood. And I want to live in the suburbs.
It was beautiful.
I would go right back.
It's like
I would go right back. I live in the hood. I live on the east side of Oklahoma City. We moved to the suburbs. Boy, I would never go back. I would never in my life go back to the east side ever. I wouldn't even consider no shit like that.
How you feeling, Ross?
Sure. I want to continue watching the rest of the video. I won't really.
What's your comments, bro?
I know what I'm saying. Let me continue to watch the video while I'm packing.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Being in the hood was fun.
It might be fun, but was it safe?
Beneficial. No, it was fun though.
That's what the point is. I mean, was it safe? Was it clean?
Some areas.
I live in the east side. It was clean. It wasn't dirty.
Boy.
It wasn't dirty.
The hood wild boy in that age.
You gonna see hella hot Cheetos. You gonna see the
it be flood in the hood.
The hood not dirty.
But goddamn, got 100,000 bags of hot Cheetos in the drain.
On top of honey buns.
It's throw trash in the drain.
Hot honey buns, and you gonna get to the what's them shits called?
I don't remember the hood at OKC being dirty. I'm trying to think. I just don't remember it being dirty.
It don't be a lot of drains in the hood though. I keep it 100. Black people, that is a problem that I can actually see though.
There don't be a lot of drains.
It's not a lot of drains in the hood. Suburbs got a whole bunch of drains. Like you know what I'm saying, you're not like the little hoods don't got them drains, bro.
Dang, I didn't know that, man.
Where it's like really nowhere you can drain the water.
Well, probably in Houston.
They got drains in the hood in
Michigan, and 10 years, bro.
Well, we got ditches. They got drains in Louisiana. They got
ditches.
Raining.
Yeah, they got some big drain right there in front of us.
When it was this flooding the other day when I was driving deep in, bro, it was like it was cars just swerving because you could not see the ground because literally it was just the ditches flood of water.
Yeah.
That is one problem I would say though. But all right, let's keep unpacking this video. Let's go.
Mr. Tatum.
Hot Cheetos.
But let me let you listen to how black people talk about white folks, and then you tell me how everybody's mad at Scott Adams for saying this, but people like this get on TV, have a talk show, write a book, and listen to what she's saying about white people. And you expect somebody like Scott Adams to be banished because he said what he said. Listen, I got a whole bunch of clips. This is one of two clips I'm gonna play.
Show me something, Tyler.
When people are like, well, why are you a feminist? Because it is part of my ancestral intellectual legacy and heritage to be so. I'm not gonna leave my ancestors' intellectual labor on the table because white feminists are racist today. They've always been racist. Some of them have been better than others. Some of them have had a better critique than others. Some of them have been down for the struggle for what they have done. They know. They fear that there is no other way to be human but the way in which they are human, which is to, so, you know, like you talk to white people and whenever you really want to have a reckoning about it, they say stuff like, you know, it's just human nature. If y'all had all of this power, you would have done the same thing, right? And it's like, no, that's what white humans did. White human beings thought there's a world here and we own it. Prior to them, Black and brown people have been sailing across oceans, interacting with each other for centuries without total subjugation, domination, and colonialism. We have seen what a show this iteration of treatment of other human beings means, and that my hope is that we would do it differently, you know, in the moments when we have some power. We will not do it perfectly, but I do think that all of us can sort of agree that a politics that says like there are superior and inferior human beings just isn't the way to go. And that's the thing that white people don't trust us to do, because they are so corrupt. You know, their thinking is so morally and spiritually bankrupt about power that they can't let, you know, they fear viscerally.
She goes on to say more, but I got this one clip that y'all, I'm telling you, like, look at this. I mean, listen to this. And you cannot tell me that he can't say this, but people can get on and say this stuff. Roll the clip.
What are white people superior at?
What exactly are white people superior at?
They're real good at violence.
Genocide. It's like stealing people's lives just because they feel like it.
If you are white and you know this is happening and you say nothing, then you're a killer too.
What exactly are white people superior at?
Insecurity, pretending, fear,
being fearful of nothing, being ignorant,
Blame,
letting their egos control their every move, superior at being.
What exactly are white people superior at?
Oppression, gaslighting,
lack of empathy,
intellectualizing oppression. Did I say oppression?
What exactly are white people superior at?
taking what's not there, taking
Taking our ideas.
Copycatting.
gentrification,
appropriating things that do not belong to them.
Taking over other people's cultures and making you believe that they invented it.
Maybe they're thinking of it as repurposing. It's like recycle and repurpose.
As my grandma would say, the white folk, they'll take it if you don't copyright it.
They are very good at destruction of land, destruction of people, destruction of humanness.
Republican, whether you're Democrat, whether you're conservative, like white people are really good at
Man, I thought that was a girl. God dang, brother.
Upholding white supremacy.
How about claiming that, you know, they are actually a whole separate race, when actually white DNA comes from the black female?
So what exactly are white people superior at?
Honey, lying,
What?
manipulation,
Withholding information,
Lying,
telling lies. They're white.
Now, they mad at Scott Adams for what he said, but listen to how people openly talk about white people that are black. Now, Scott Adams was looking at an article and saying that, according to the article that he researched, that black people felt more than 50% felt a disdain for white people. I know it to be true because I grew up black. I've been black my whole life. I grew up around nothing but black people. And black people are probably, in my opinion, because I don't have any experience living around white people, but when I was growing up, black people are the most racist people I know. We couldn't stand white people when I was growing up. We could not stand white people. We used to call them all kind of names. We didn't want to be around white people. We felt like white people were the enemy, and we wanted nothing to do with the enemy. You couldn't date white women when I was growing up because you would sell out Uncle Tom Coon. You brought a white girl home, that was a death sentence to your reputation.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was negative towards white people. If you somehow wear your pants around your waist and try to get an education, oh, you're trying to be white, as if it's a derogatory thing. And I don't know why black people be lying about this, is that, to be honest, black people have so much more disdain for white people than white people against black people, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't live around white people, but I have seen black people go after whites. I haven't seen white people go after black people in my personal experience in life. And then you have people online saying all this. And then Scott Adams just gives his opinion based on his experience. And you go look at his comment section on the Twitter. All the way down the Twitter, black folks are attacking him, proving his point. It's not even close, if you ask me. But I just thought I'd make a comment because I honestly for the most part, I agree with what he's saying. Because listen to the way black folks act and the way they talk. Look at the crime statistics. The most dangerous cities, most uneducated cities, highest abortion rate. I mean, you go down the list. And when people keep it real, people get mad. What we should do as a solution, I'm going to finish this video, because I got to get on the radio for 3 hours, is that acknowledge the culture in which black folks have received. Our leaders are destroying us. They are living in penthouses and they trying to act like we still live in slavery.
I agree.
We can go down the list of all these things. We need to really look in the mirror and do better before we get mad at Scott Adams. Killing each other every day, hating on each other. The only racism that I've heard has come from black people against me. Uncle Tom, bootlicker, sellout, you hate your mama, you hate your own skin, you hope you die. All this come from black. I don't hear that from white people. So I'm just keeping it real. Keep it real, fix the issues, and then I believe you have an adequate chance to do something different. Should Scott Adams have said what he said, the way he said it? It's his opinion. I wouldn't have said that in that way. I think some people may think he's a racist because of what he said. But at the end of the day, most people don't want to hear the truth. And I just showed you a black man saying exactly what he's saying. And I can find other videos. But that's cool. But when he said, it's the end of the world. Black people can talk crazy about white people. Black people can talk crazy about white people all day long till the cows come home. Call them evil and all this other stuff. And then a white man say anything about black people that somehow he's racist, he don't deserve to be on the air. It's a shame. Anyway, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video. I'll see you on the next one. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I put out 3 videos a day, so make sure you go to the playlist that says new video and watch more videos. White people, stay away from black people.
Are not okay with white people, according to this poll. Not according to me. According to this poll, that's a hate group. That's
okay, pause it right there.
And I don't want to have it.
So if white people made a poll and they said I don't like black people,
yeah,
you would say stay away. You wouldn't want to be around them, huh?
I know.
So therefore, I can say, in my opinion, Stephen Adams was wrong when he said that. Again, for the poll, Scott. I said Stephen Adams. If you make a poll and white people say I dislike black people, and I know exactly what group of people said that, and that's them over there, I'm not going near them. We're not cool. So what he said was right, in my opinion. What do you guys think on that point right there?
I think like the Officer Tatum said, the way he explained that, it sounded like he was coming from a place of hurt. But
yeah,
after he ran back the tape, I definitely understand why he would say something like that. Because me personally, when I got here to Louisiana, the people on the team was telling me I used to act old and I used to act white. I wanted to be white just because I don't act like them. So I can kind of see what he's saying. I remember we was in Indiana and everybody was like, I hate it here. I was like, I don't think it's that bad. They said, oh, you just want to be around white people. You a black white person. I was like, damn. I just said it's not that bad.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So I definitely see where they coming from, and I see both sides. But I feel like I don't really agree with either sides of the message. I don't think that white people are black people's enemy, and I don't think that we are victims to white people. Obviously, yeah, we were slaves, but that was years ago. I feel like in today's time, despite all the discretions against black people, I don't think white people are our enemy. I think we're our own worst enemy now.
I also think I agree with kind of what Brandon was saying. You can't say that all black people, because he was kind of alluding to black people say this about white people. Black people feel this way about white people. But all black people, don't feel that way or act that way. So you can't say all people do this or do that.
It's too,
for either side,
It's too much of a generalization.
But I do see how he's saying it's more socially accepted almost talk bad openly about white people rather than black people.
Boy,
I mean, given certain events in history.
So yeah, I see
there's
that,
reasons, but I would
if you
say
want to eat politics, then you cannot
I
talk
agree.
bad about them
I
and
agree.
be like,
And I think
you
that's
can't
what
talk bad about them
Yeah.
and then want them to be your ally.
you gotta,
I feel like that's
keep,
what
you gotta
Tatum is
not
trying
talk.
to
You
fix,
can't
bro.
talk. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's
I feel
genuinely
like,
what
but
Tatum is trying to fix.
I feel like you give hate just gonna be received. So
Yeah,
so-
they was
yeah.
all them people was being hateful.
So who made the poll?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know, man.
That's the question. You
Yeah,
should.
we need the sources on that poll, man. MLA format, please.
I definitely believe it might have been a poll, but also I think about I've been seeing black girls tweet. I hate white people on Twitter.
Yeah.
But that's
Okay, nobody
I've heard a
retweets.
lot of black people say
Yeah,
that.
damn, I hate white people. If a white person said that,
It's bad, yeah.
like, bro, you know how many comments? So that's what I'm saying. The point he's making
Yeah, I
is
see
truly right, bro. I
Yeah.
can't cap. Like, I have to be a keep. I have to keep it 100. So like, it is said that we have to have like somebody like Officer Tatum and Charleston White speak out against this stuff, and then
Yeah, but the way bro said it,
yeah, the way bro did say it was pretty bad, but at the same time, bro,
Yeah,
he
say
said
it
it
like
like that on purpose, though.
it sounded like it was from a place of hurt. It did.
It did. But black people do it too.
He said I helped him all the time, and it never
100%.
worked.
100%.
He said I helped him, and it just don't work.
He said
Damn.
it's a waste of time.
You didn't
I
figure
didn't
out.
tell you that.
All right, we keep running
Ross,
it, y'all.
I want to hear what Ross got to say, man.
But I feel like you can do that to any type of person, and it probably won't
You
work.
got nothing to say?
Mhm.
All right.
He don't want to chuck around.
All right, y'all.
I'm giving 100. I didn't see black people say that
Yeah,
all the
bro,
time.
I definitely have,
So,
bro.
I mean, you know.
But
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
the
I'm
most
giving 100.
successful black people that I know, that I spend my time around, in my experience of life, in the 3 states that I've lived in, are the ones that know that what is the point of hating white people. I know the most successful and going places in life black people are the ones that just operate in society like regular people and don't walk around, I hate white people, I hate this and that.
Yeah,
That's just what I've seen. And the ones that do fall into that mindset are less successful. In my opinion of success and where we going in life, I would say that's the case.
I've seen too many people. I feel weird.
But it's definitely people out there that.
But that's my opinion.
It's black racists and it's white racists.
Yeah, it's
people are racist.
Everybody ain't one way. Bro.
People are racist out there. But I mean,
all
it's,
one group of people is not doesn't.
if
act
you
one way.
truly think that every person is racist on the other side, then that's where the problem lies.
Yeah.
Because I
I
really feel like
I really feel like
from being in the
I really
hood,
feel like
I had that mentality.
I really feel like black people that think like white people are our enemy. I just feel like that's wrong. Like I feel like how they don't. I feel like they think like white people have a hate towards black people when I feel like most white people don't really care.
Well, yeah, I used to think that, bro. Like genuinely, I used to think that until I went to white areas. And I'm like, dang, these people genuinely love me. You know what I'm saying? So but it was racist people there too.
Well, from our grandparents and like a little bit of our parents' side, I can kind of understand them. They was physically in that
my parents don't. My parents nor my grandparents
parents
act or think that way.
No, our parents.
But all my
Probably
people
our grandparents.
educated though.
Grandparents.
The 70s and the
I didn't grow up
80s,
around stupid
bro, it was
people,
pretty
so-
bad, bro.
I'm gonna keep
That's a
lying.
good point. That is a good point.
All my people.
But they also understand, like my
in the
grandpa.
70s, 80s, and the 90s, that was when the crunch. Nah.
No, my grandpa was going through segregation, but he also genuinely gets along. He has white friends. He gets along with all of them. You have to understand.
Bro, my grandparents
not all people are the
on
same.
both sides like have never said no shit like that to me.
What?
Like that they hate white people or shit like that.
Yeah, it's not good,
My
bro. That's
grandparents,
hatred.
my parents, nobody has ever like taught me that ever.
If you're a believer in Christ, you cannot
hate out
hate
your
anyone,
heart.
brother. So I mean, it's not a good person doesn't hate anyone. If you hate, you're a bad person. Simple. That's evil.
And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the
Yeah, I'd say it
away.
like that, man. I ain't agree with that.
Wherever you have to go,
That's crazy, bro.
just get away.
That's crazy.
Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed.
But
Just can't.
pause.
I can't believe he said it out loud. I cannot believe he said it.
Why don't you agree with that, Brock?
I said I don't agree with the delivery of how he said it.
Yeah,
crazy.
the delivery was kind of crazy.
He made it sound like it's a us versus them type thing.
Yeah.
It's basically
Bro.
his delivery. I don't
Okay,
really
but
agree
he
with
also
that
said
either.
at the end, this is a hate group.
Yeah, that's a us versus them.
So if you
like,
see
delivery.
the KKK, what are you gonna say? Let's
That's
get the
a-
F away from them.
Okay, but
So-
are all white people
but you
in the
can't- he
KKK?
can't-
bro?
No, I'm saying, yeah.
You can't assume
That's a blanket statement.
No,
It's
you're
too
right.
generalized.
You're right. That's why I said you can't
Just
hate
because
the whole
that
group.
poll happened doesn't mean that 50% of black people.
That's like
care.
saying it's because the KKK is white. Since Bloods and Crips are usually black people, all black people is Bloods and Crips.
Yeah,
that's basically the same thing.
I understand what y'all saying. He
So, like, I just don't really agree like with Hastings.
He didn't hardly have hurt toward that.
No, he's definitely like listen to the tone, listen to the way he's saying that. He's definitely got something on his chest, bro. Something he's trying to get across. Like that was like
devastating just happened.
Yeah, something had like I'm tired of seeing black people beat white people. Stay away from black people. Don't help them. This can't be fixed. Get the hell away from them. I got away from them. You should do it too. Like, bro, that's basically what he's saying, bro. Like that's the entire delivery of that.
I think what I would say, I think I agree with a lot of stuff y'all was saying. I think like he did make some points in that, but I think to generalize, just how like to generalize black people, like just on our sake, right? For us to generalize white people and say like, oh, they're a problem. That's like saying all cops are bad, right? Exactly. So me to say like all white people are racist, I'd say black people are wrong for that. Yeah. But for me to look at it as black people
don't say that.
Because for me to look at black people and say that that they're all, he said that like some about them not wanting to be educated, to say that black people don't want to be educated, I'm getting a master's degree. I disagree. And like I said, he's saying this from a place of like hurt and to like a reactive. Like I can see if he was responding, but he's reacting. And like I said, if that was the case, all of us want to be sued, you know what I'm saying? Sued in education and all. So,
he definitely did have some hurt in that. That's what I'm saying. I can't agree with you. Yeah, I can't agree. There were certain points and also points I didn't, But I feel like Officer Tatum, bro, I like Officer Tatum because he's trying to figure out the problem. He's trying to stop it on both ends. So Officer Tatum even said, I don't agree with exactly everything he said.
You know, there's something crazy. I seen something, speaking of like black people and white people, Jonathan Majors in the Creed movie, like the dude that's going against Michael B. Jordan, he has a mixed child. And I seen on TikTok people were saying like, I don't support him anymore because his baby mama's white.
Dang!
That's ridiculous.
So like when he says like black people are the most racist people we know, I think that's true. There's niggas on the track team like here that's I think say racist stuff about white people.
Yeah,
coaches is white, teammates are white, our trainers white.
I see this all the time, bro. So I can't. You know what I'm saying? But I think him generalizing all bad ain't nothing.
He made a point about living in like a black neighborhood. I think living in a low income black neighborhood. I think that's the case you get in any low income area.
What black neighborhood is not?
I got something to add.
Like they said, he had mentioned this.
He said don't use Atlanta though.
Oh, he said that
outside of Atlanta.
Exactly. So that's my point. Exactly.
So outside of Atlanta. What neighborhood that's all black is not low income?
We have one in New Orleans called Eastover where it's Upper Richmond.
It's black people.
Yeah, 100% black people. But my whole point is, I think when you live around a low income black people, then I think that's my whole point. Like I think it was a neighborhood.
When I grew up,
not majority of them
are not low income. Don't live in the hood.
And that's my point. I think we live in, and that's my point. I think when you live in a low income black area, I think that's what you get. But just by living by black people, I don't think you're subjected to necessarily be. That makes sense. Like I think if we lived in a neighborhood, right? A gated community of just amongst us and our peers, I wouldn't necessarily say that would be a dangerous place. Of people, like-minded people like us.
Yeah,
you say? Or even an open area, just
we're nice.
That's the key word. That's the key word.
Nice people. We're not poor.
Exactly, and that's my point.
Like
not because we're black, it's because
poor people.
Huh?
I feel like all that violence and
is
from poor people.
And like I said, for low-income black people, I think, low income, and I think if you're in low income Mexican people, you'll get the same thing. If you're on low people, you know what I'm saying? Even low trailer park,
white people,
trailer park, low income white people. That's my point.
He's saying like when you look at population density, the higher the density of black people, that's where the violence and crime will be.
Because that's a high density of low income black people. That's my point.
He's just saying like on like by.
But that's
like where you mostly find the highest densities consistently on average. That's where the highest violence and problems are.
And that's what I'm saying. And where those problems are located, I will go out on a limb and say I would highly recommend that those problems are low income black people. That's what I'm saying. And I think when you're low income people,
majority of people that's black people. Where you gonna
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a black people, like a black people. I think when you get to the low income people, that's that subculture that we were talking about, like that low income people that tend to have to do certain things to go a certain way. And I'm not like excusing them, making it right or no means, but like in low income people, that's the majority of like, you know what I'm saying, like But I would say like if you had a bunch of Officer Tatum like. Black folks like Officer Tatum, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, the key word you said was like-minded. So
that's what I'm saying. And like you mentioned Atlanta, and that's what I'm saying. I think Atlanta's a great example of that because in Atlanta you have that's predominantly black, right? So I can't say predominantly black areas. No, I think low income, you know what I'm saying? Low income areas, which majority of black people or this low income, you kind of get those results. So I'm not gonna say.
At the end of the day, it's what you taught, man. It's what you taught because I mean,
you made some good points though. You made some good points.
No, great points. I feel like Officer was genuinely trying to like figure out.
Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm wrong.
And this is totally.
Hope you see this video.
He's blowing my mind. I can't lie, man. His points were great. Can't lie.
We out here, man.
Y'all let us know, man. How y'all feel about this?